morning, welcome to my channel. This is Jenny's Outlet. If today is your first time on my channel, you're welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, I appreciate you all. Thank you for showing me love. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Okay, today I bring you guys a story time of things that has happened to me in the US. Okay, US at a younger age, but not so young. At least I was matured enough to know good and bad. So anyways, without talking too much, let me tell you guys what the story time is all about. This story time, I don't even know what to title this video, but this story time is one of the some of the bad experience I've had in the US. Okay, if you are outside the country, and if you're outside US and you are in your base, I don't know if maybe because I was younger, but like US is painted on a different light. Like it's shown as this good country. Things, yes, don't get me wrong, it's a very good country. It has, at least it's better than where I was coming from. So there I had expectations. Okay, I had high expectations, maybe as a young girl, but I had really high expectations. I never knew that you could see homeless people and people doing drugs like carelessly. I didn't know you could see certain things. Okay, I just felt like US was this perfect place. People shouldn't get drunk and you see them on the street. People shouldn't be beggars because the government was well to do, at least so I thought before I came to the US. So when I came here, I realized that everything, all is not rosy. Okay, all is not rosy, especially there is no free lunch in the US. Okay, you have to work for everything you have. Everything you have to work for, every single thing you have. Like even before you have people dash you money. Yes, I've been fortunate. I've had siblings that got my back. Okay, I've had siblings that can give me money. I'm like, guys, please find me money, and they give me. So I've been fortunate about that. But there are certain things that I never knew about until I came to this country. I didn't know you could be someone could steal from you. Let me tell you guys about two experiences I've had in the US, Washington DC. Okay, Washington DC, which is supposed to be the capital of America. Okay, I'll tell you guys about two experiences I've had. Okay, if you don't know, I work in DC. I live in Maryland, but I work in DC. So I've had these two bad experiences. One happened in 2013 and the other one happened last year, September last year. Yeah, the other one happened September last year. So these two bad experiences are something like, yeah, I'm happy to talk about it now. Who knows, it might help you, because some of these things are things I never saw it coming. I never knew that such thing can happen, even when it happened. Like, because these are places that have surveillance. These are places that have like it was during broad daylight. Like these are things you never knew that they could happen, especially when they happened. So anyways, without talking too much, let me give you guys context to this whole blah 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 I'm doing here. So one happened in 2013 because if you know anything about Washington DC is a place that has less parking. You have to literally pay for parking. It's not like Maryland. There are a lot of parking. You can do street parking, you can do all that, and you're not charged. But because DC has a lot of traffic, a lot of people, and it seems like the place is populated, so you need to pay for parking for the most of it. If you're parking on the street, you can pay a certain amount of dollar for a few hours. And so it wasn't convenient for me to drive from Maryland to DC, even though it was a few minutes drive, because I'll be spending more in what's it called, parking. Why I decided, okay, why don't I just take the local transportation system if I want to save money. So I decided to be going to my work with train and bus, a combination of both, okay? And in an hour I was at my workplace, sometimes less than an hour if I planned the trip properly. So on this fateful day, I got off from work and I needed cash. That was dumb of me because I really didn't need this cash, because I could have just swiped my card or whatever. But I thought I'm that kind of person. I like to have little cash on me. So on that fateful day, I used the system to get money. Okay, I got some money from the ATM machine. So I walked downstairs to catch the train. Okay, after I took the money, I shoved it into my purse. Like, I was very conscious, knowing that people could, so if someone bad could be watching me. So once I took the money, I shoved it immediately into my purse and hid it. Okay, I didn't know someone was already monitoring me from the time I took that money from the ATM. Okay, someone has been monitoring me very closely. Okay, so I went that day and the train came and the train went step back. Doors are opening so that people inside the train that wants to exit can exit. So they exited and the first people in front of me started going in and I let them go in. So I noticed that there was a guy by my side, but I didn't really pay him mind because everybody was trying to get into the train. Okay, I held my bag like that on me, like my purse, put it, and I held it like that on me, so trying to get into the train. So I was one of the last few to get into the train before they said step back, doors are closing. So immediately that announcement happens, the door closed back. Okay, so while I was standing there with my purse like that, the guy came into the train, right? But he was timing me. I didn't know that. Innocent me, I didn't know that. So he was timing me to get into the train and let the system come up and say the doors are closing. So this guy timed me so well. So immediately that stuff was said, few seconds later, this guy grabbed my bag and the doors closed. Like, I could see this guy. I'm like, guy, you have my bag. And the train went off. I was like, I was shaking, I was confused, I didn't know what to do. Number one, my Smart Trip card was inside the train, inside my bag. The money I just took was inside my bag. I only had my phone on my hand, okay, because I had just finished making calls before the train came in. Okay, I was talking to probably my husband or a friend, I don't even remember. So I was so confused, like, what should I do? I'm stuck here. And if you know me, at the time, I don't know how to, I don't want to say I don't know how to beg, but like, there are situations I don't know what to do if I'm placed in it. So I got into the train and I explained to people, this is what's going on. They looked, they're like, oh wow, the person really timed me. So like, I didn't know how to get out from the train. They were willing to help me, but how do I get to work the next day? My IDs were in it. I called in and reported the situation, but I needed new IDs, new everything. Mind you, this is my work bag, like everything was gone. So another funny experience I've had also happened in 2020, last year, yeah. So I got off work. But then, okay, I've changed job, okay, in case you're asking, okay, why am I driving again if I said I couldn't find parking? So I've changed my job, and this place now has a place I can park at my job, okay? So I parked my car. I noticed, okay, oh wow, this gas wouldn't be able to take me home all the way home, so I better stop and get gas since I'm going to pass a gas station on my way home. Okay, I stopped to fuel my car and I noticed, oh, I didn't have my card, my card, the ATM card was left in my jacket I wore the previous day, because I remember I went on a lunch. I went to get lunch and probably I left it in my jacket. So, and I wore a different jacket the next day, okay? So I left the card and I couldn't find it. So when I came back to the car just to grab my phone, because my phone was being charged inside the car. So I grabbed my phone, locked my car, went inside to use the Apple Pay on my phone so I can pay for the gas that I'm about to get. So after I paid for the gas, I came in and I was fueling my car. All of a sudden I had this loud sound. So I looked up to see what the sound was all about. It was this car. I noticed it was an older car, but it wasn't making noise because it was old. I think they tampered with the exhaust stuff. Maybe they changed it. You know how some people are so like their stuff. So I think they changed the car exhaust, so it was making noise. I'm like, what kind of car is this? I looked up just to look at the car that was making noise behind me, because the it was like like it was an unusual car sound. So I just looked up to look at the car. So I've kept on fueling my car. That car parked behind me, directly behind me, and I saw the car. I saw the young man inside it, but I wasn't paying him no mind. So after I finished fuel, I was still fueling my car, and that same car came beside me. I'm like, okay, maybe he wants to make a quick run into the gas station to get something. So I didn't really make much out of it. I kept on doing what I was doing. So while I was fueling my car, he opened his car, the driver's side, and he hit his car door, hit my own passenger side of my car. Okay, so I was like, oh, maybe he has scratched my car, but I'm like, okay, it's a little scratch, it's okay, it's a little dent, or even if he did something to it, it would be little. So I kept on fueling, but my spirit was troubled. My spirit kept telling me, Jennifer, you better go check if this guy has damaged your car so bad, because whatever that made the car to shake like that must be bad. So, and I'm like, let me check. So as I was turning around, I've not finished fueling my car, mind you. The fuel nozzle was still inside the tank doing its thing. So I went around to go check the car. As I was going around, I saw this guy like that tiptoeing with my purse. Mind you, my purse was on the passenger side of that car on the floor. So I saw this guy tiptoeing with my bag, like trying to crawl back into his car. And I'm like at first, like, if you know me, if you have my stuff, I'm gonna confront you. So like I had a rush in me, like I almost chased after him. I could see him. I'm like, you have my car, like my bag. I could see my bag. Can you give me my bag? And you know the funny thing, all this story I'm telling you, people were present at the scene of whatever, all the stories I've told you. People were present at the scene. America has this culture of everybody mind their business. Okay, nobody says anything if it's not their business, if it's not affecting them personally. So, and I'm like, I hit his windscreen. I'm like, you have my bag, like that's my bag. I could see my bag right there. So he's like, what? Even him too, I could tell he was nervous because he never knew that I would see him. Okay, so and I'm like, should I open the car? And I'm like, in all, I was like, thank God I didn't see him, like I didn't catch him while he was still outside, because the Jennifer in me would have kicked in. Like I have this defense thing that I've built around me. I would have fought him back for my bag. In that bag I had my MacBook, I had my, I think, AirPod, like I had things, valuable things in there. Okay, so I had, thank God my wallet wasn't in there. Mind you, I had my wallet and I had my phone. If my phone was still plugged, he was going to take, including the phone. So as he was still there, a mind said, Jennifer, go stand in front of the car so that he wouldn't run away. You know, immediately that mind told me that, and I spoke out, no, I spoke out no, like physically. I spoke out no. Whatever that was going on was happening in my mind, but I spoke out no physically. That guy zoomed in that front where my mind was telling me to go stand. He went zoom, like, and you could hear the car, and then goosebumps. I have my phone. I couldn't video. I couldn't take pictures. You could hear my heart just dropped into my stomach. I'm like, is that how this guy would have ran me over, assuming I stood in front of his car? Like, I would have been a dead person. Because at that point, some people don't have anything to lose in life. Their life is already messed up, that they don't have anything to lose in life. Okay? They don't have anything to lose in life whatsoever. So anyways, this brings me to conclude this whole stuff, okay? That you don't run mad because a mad person is chasing you. You get what I mean? You don't go crazy because someone else is acting crazy towards you. Because if I stood in front of the car, I would have lost my life, and that would have been to the extreme. Me going crazy because someone else decided to be crazy. That guy could be homeless. He could have nothing to live for. So be careful, be mindful, be watchful around your neighborhood. Like, at least now I know this is a trick they use to rob, especially ladies. So now I know. So be mindful out there. Take care of yourself, lovelies. I have a whole bunch of stories to tell you guys, okay? And this is one of the stories. I hope you learned something from it. Be careful out there and take care of yourself. And I'll see you in my next one. First of all, if you haven't liked this video, please like it and comment, okay, and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in my next one, okay?